everybody, I'm Sunshine Flying, you can call me Tia, and today we are in Glimmerbrook working on a little cottage. So the inspiration for this honestly was just cottages in general. I had never really built any before and I really wanted to give it a try. I also picked this world because I very rarely actually use this world and really wanted to, expand my horizons, try something new, and just see what I could make, So we are here just trying to get the roofing on, first of all. I played with a lot more curves, played with a lot of intersections and seeing how it all would kind of fit together. This home is quite small. It's a 1-bedroom, I believe 1 bathroom as well. And it is basically just meant for 1 sim. This roofing here, as you can tell, was giving me a lot of trouble, but I'm pretty happy with how it all turned out eventually. This is before I learned a bunch of roofing tips on Twitch as well. So, I am a little bit better at roofing now than I used to be. But had some fun building all of this stuff in here. Chimney, some little spaces off to the side, and it's really starting to take shape already. So, had a lot of fun just kind of experimenting, trying new decorations, trying new ceiling pieces, roof pieces, all of that jazz. So, yeah, we are just getting started here. I'm going to fiddle with the roofing a little bit more just because it's clipping, but yeah, I wanted to thank you all as well for following along on my YouTube so far. I really appreciate each and every one of you giving my videos a watch, comments and likes and all of that good stuff. It really means a lot to me getting started here on YouTube. I'm also getting started on Twitch. If that is something you are interested in and you don't already follow me, I would be so honored if you did. I am over on Twitch at Sunshine Flying as well. I stream during the week. Weekends are for family. And I usually play The Sims 4. I do a legacy challenge as well as some building challenges. Every Wednesday is a building challenge day. So, yeah, I would love if you joined me over there for that kind of stuff. And I think I'm finally now feeling good about the roofing on this build to bring us back into the reason why we're here, this build. So, just kind of trying to squeeze it all back together. Really struggled with it at first, but in the end, happy with how it turned out. So I played around a lot with columns as well, and really just tried a whole lot of new stuff that I didn't usually play with, including some sidings, some pillars, all of that good stuff. And really, I just wanted it to look like a cottage. Now, if you are familiar with a lot of my other builds, you will know that cottages aren't really my style. I tend towards super modern, I tend towards, suburban, just things I'm familiar with, things I see a lot. I have done a cabin in the past, but a cottage is very different, and I actually haven't been in many cottages. So there was a lot of Google image searching going on as I was working on this particular home. But I think in the end, and I hope you'll agree with me, it turned out pretty nicely. Here you can see I'm also just playing with some of these roof pieces that I don't often use in my builds. Just really adding a little bit of interest and intrigue to the exterior. I forget all about those awnings until I'm watching somebody else build. So I'm honestly very proud of myself for remembering that those are there. The windows are another part of this build that I really had a lot of fun with, kind of trying new things. Those ones up on the roofing, they remind me a lot of a church, and so I don't often use them in my builds, but I thought they fit the cottage very nicely. They were kind of rustic without being too out of place for these, for this kind of build. So I kind of played with that curved window thing throughout this whole build. And really stuck with a lot of symmetry as well, and then kind of manipulated the interior of the house to fit where the windows were. which will lead to some interesting looks in some parts of the home, but I think overall it really turned out nicely. I'm really happy with it. And yeah, I did end up switching out some of those curved windows, but I think in the end it fits the mood a little bit better. And I also stuck that bay window in the front. I very rarely use it, so it was kind of fun to also do that, try something new. And yeah, so if you have any recommendations for building cottages or the like, I would love some links below, or if you yourself have done a cottage build, I would love to look it up. Mine is on the gallery under Sunshine Flying, as are all of my other builds. And yeah, I plan to do a few more cottages in the future as well, just get a little bit more familiar and comfortable with this particular type of build. I find it very easy to just stick to what I know, but I really want to try to break outside of that, especially now that I'm putting more stuff out on YouTube. So, also been trying to play a lot more with greenery on the outside. Landscaping has never been my strong suit. I tend to leave it till the very end and just kind of, struggle my way through, but I was really happy with how all of this turned out, having the plants on the side of the house. This definitely feels like a very cozy cottage. I've also heard that it's good insulation, so it's probably nice and cozy warm in this house. But yeah, I had a lot of fun putting the flower boxes on, those creeping vines, and that sort of thing. It does kind of blend in on the rocks, but I feel like overall the effect is there. It's very nice, and it just makes it feel so much more cozy and homey. So very happy with how all of that went. And then I just stuck some shrubbery around it to kind of make it all fit in a little bit more. Again, this is all stuff that I don't usually feel like I'm all that great at. So really just trying to break out of my comfort zone, try some new landscaping techniques, put some more plants in outside. Because I really wanted this place to feel like, it had been lived in for a very long time. Not necessarily like neglected, but definitely wanted it to feel like, it was old. It's been there for a long time. And just, kind of have this vibe of just, it's a nice, cozy place to be. And I really feel like I managed to achieve that. And I just love how a lot of these plants slot together. I did go like all the way around the house, as you can see, with some vines and stuff as well. And I also tried to keep those trees that were already on the lot exactly where they already were. I didn't want to move too much. I like adding that in as like a little bonus challenge for myself. And I do have to say, this build is one of the builds that I've done recently where I spent the most time on the outside out of everything, and that's very rare for me. I tend to spend a lot more time on the interior, so this is something new. Definitely something I don't usually tend towards, but I think, it was good practice for me. I'm happy with how it all turned out, and yeah, so we are finally making our way towards the inside, and the staircase was another thing that I found was definitely a struggle to fit into this home, as is the case in most smaller homes like this. But in the end, I am happy with how it turned out. The stairs are going to kind of be like a natural breaking point between the living area of the house and then the more formal dining room. So the wall isn't quite up yet, but we are getting there. And, I think it worked out pretty darn well. I can't remember if we're going to work on the upstairs or downstairs first right now, but I'm also making sure to get the fireplace in. I thought that was really important for a cottage to have that cozy fireplace all over. And so I wanted it on both stories, and I think in the end it's going to be in the living room and then the bedroom upstairs. So the stairs are right there when you walk in. I'm also putting in a tiny little bathroom here, just a quick and easy access for anybody on the main floor, but it looks like my memory failed me and we actually do have a bathroom upstairs as well. So that'll be nice, just that little ensuite bathroom. The living room is where the bay window is and the fireplace is. They are in kind of weird proximity to each other, but honestly, I think it works out. Like, I was thinking about it, and, you know, sitting in that bay window, having that fireplace right there, it would be so cozy. I mean, you'd maybe have a little bit of a draft from outside coming from that bay window, but the fireplace would cancel it all out. So, personally, I think that would be really cozy and nice to live in, and, I wish I had a bay window, but the closest I'm going to get is this little nook that we have in our bedroom, so it just like juts out a little bit, and we can put some chairs there, and there's a big window, and it's nice and cozy, but it's no bay window. So I'm going to keep the bay window on my wish list if we're ever house hunting again, but otherwise just kind of enjoy that nook for what it is, and keep building bay windows in The Sims. So here I am just finishing up the living room. It is a bit of a tight squeeze, but I think it works out okay because it is just meant to be for one sim. So if you were playing with this home, you could also probably take out that armchair, which would open up a bit of space in the living room as well. I've moved on to working on the kitchen now, and it's kind of a galley kitchen in a way. Kind of wraps around that corner and down that hallway next to the bathroom, which will eventually lead to the dining room. So it took me a little bit to figure out what colors I wanted to go with on this, but in the end, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. We've got a whole bunch of warm wood tones. They don't all match though, which is like a whole thing that I'm kind of salty about with The Sims. The swatches on all these wood things just don't match up, and it's driving me insane. But, you know, did the best that I could, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And, you know, you can always say it's an old home. They installed cabinets at a different time than they installed countertops and stuff like that. And so I think in the end it all looks okay. I'm happy with it. I definitely had fun using that kind of more country style clutter as well. And I built this quite a while ago, and so I think I actually built it before the country kitchen stuff came out. So yeah, I think you could probably use the country kitchen stuff in there, and it would probably even fit like better in terms of like the vibe of the place, but I used what I had at the time, and I think it looked okay. Here I definitely made it look like a very traditional dining room. Just a bit of greenery, but lots of wood, some curtains, the big table with a plant in the center and stuff, and I guess I did have country kitchen by this point, since I used that on the middle of the table. Well, I might have to do a little bit of a renovation. I did use a little bit of stuff on the walls in that bathroom, but I didn't really use it much anywhere else in the house. And I'm not entirely sure why that is, but maybe, you know, that bathroom just hasn't been used nearly as much. So, or maybe the bathrooms just have a bit of water stains from all the moisture and all that, because that's totally possible. So now here is the part of the house that I love the absolute most, and that's this little reading nook in this tiny little corner. I loved putting up that hanging plant, those colorful curtains from Paranormal Stuff. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this little reading corner, and I tried to extend it all the way over to the fireplace, just having some clutter, some coat hooks, and really when this sim is hanging out by themselves, this is probably where they are, either in the rocking chair by the fireplace or in their armchair by the window enjoying crafting or a good book. And just I really wanted this upstairs to feel super cozy and just super comfortable. Yes, it is true there's no computer in this home, and that's because the sim is kind of, the sim that I envision living in this home is more detached from technology and a little bit more focused on the hands-on type things, crafting, and all of that, though it would be very easy to add a computer in here. You could definitely turn that reading nook into more of an office nook, and stuff like that. So I'm just putting some finishing touches here, a little bit of landscaping paint, the mailbox. I do have to put a trash can, but I think I put it up at the end of the path, but maybe I completely forgot. It's possible. I do that a lot. But yeah, just added a few more details in the backyard, made it feel a little bit more fully lived in, a little overgrown, stuff like that. So in general, I'm happy with how it turned out. Yeah, love that bird bath there too. I forget about it all the time, but I'm glad I remembered for this build. So just putting in a little bit more in the yard. I believe I add a bench as well, so there's definitely space to hang out there, enjoying nature and wildlife and the passersby. I haven't done gameplay in this world yet, but now that I've done this build, I think I might. It would be kind of a fun little thing to do, since I'm not all that familiar with how the gameplay works in this part of the game. A little bit of fence there for detail. I did remember the trash can and replaced the mailbox. And yeah, I'm just really happy with how it all turned out. So I'm going to hop over here to screenshots and just kind of focus in on a few different parts of the home. You've got the yard. It really does blend in with all the landscaping, paint and stuff once you turn off the grid, which I am really happy about. And then we'll just get more like in-person kind of up close shots of the house. You can really see there how all the wood tones don't match, which drives me nuts. But like I said, it is what it is. The Sims has some shortcomings, but ultimately I think this place feels very cozy, very much like home. And yeah, I think it's a great spot for any Sim that maybe isn't huge into technology, loves just some privacy, and you could definitely, add in a computer very easily to this build. So I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.